Nobody said it would be easy. Nobody promised smooth roads or quiet nights. But you still signed up. You still showed up. So now you have two choices: break or break through. Pain is not the enemy, comfort is. Because comfort convinces you to settle. Pain reminds you there's something worth fighting for. You say you're tired. Good. That means you're working. You say you're scared. That means you're close to something powerful. You say it's hard. That means it's real. The people who make it to the top are not the ones who had the most talent. They're the ones who had the most grit. The ones who refused to stop when they were ignored, rejected, broken, or alone. You don't need more motivation. You need more action. You don't need perfect conditions. You need to keep going even when everything is far from perfect. Stop waiting to feel ready. You'll never feel ready. That mountain doesn't care about your excuses. That goal doesn't care about your fears. The fight you're in right now, it's shaping you. The darkness you're walking through, it's making you sharper. The silence you feel, it's building your roar. You've cried, screamed, bled, and stumbled. So what now? You push through it. You rise anyway, because the version of you that lives on the other side of this storm is worth every second of suffering. Let them doubt you. Let the world misunderstand you. Let your legs shake and your hands bleed, but don't you stop. Push through it. You were built for this. Pain is not the enemy, it's proof you're growing. It means you're in motion. It means something inside you is shifting. It means you haven't settled. Most people run from pain. They label it as bad, as something to avoid, something to escape. But the truth is, pain is a sign that you're alive. A sign that you're stretching beyond what you thought was possible. Think about it. Growth never feels good in the moment. When you push past your limits, when you demand more from yourself, pain shows up. Not to punish you, but to prepare you. You're not weak because it hurts. You're becoming strong because you continue anyway. The soreness in your soul, the weight in your chest, the ache in your heart, those are signs that your old self is being broken apart. And that's exactly what growth looks like. You're shedding the comfort that kept you small. You're stepping into the unknown. You're trading safety for something greater, and yeah, it hurts, but pain is temporary. Growth is permanent. When a seed breaks open, it doesn't look like a miracle. It looks like destruction. But inside that moment of breaking, something powerful begins. And just like that, every breakdown you're facing right now might just be the break through you've been waiting for. The pain you feel is not there to stop you. It's there to ask you, how bad do you want it? Will you quit when it gets hard? Or will you rise when it hurts the most? You're not falling apart. You're falling into alignment. You're learning to carry things that used to crush you. You're growing into a version of yourself that fear can't control anymore. So the next time pain shows up, welcome it. Don't fear it. Feel it. Learn from it. Push through it, because every step you take through pain is a step closer to power. Comfort zones are silent killers of dreams. They don't scream. They don't fight you. They just quietly convince you to stay still. They wrap around you like a warm blanket, familiar, easy, safe, but behind that comfort, your potential starts to fade. You start choosing routine over risk. You stop chasing and start settling. And the worst part? You won't even notice it happening. Dreams don't die in loud explosions. They fade in the silence of hesitation, in the spaces where you say, maybe later, maybe next year, maybe when I'm ready, but ready never comes. Because the comfort zone never lets you feel ready. It feeds your fears and starves your growth. You start building walls around yourself, not to protect what you have, but to avoid what you're afraid to become. And slowly, your dreams turn into memories of what could have been. You weren't born to stay safe. You were built to explore the edges, to get uncomfortable, to be stretched, to feel the fire of uncertainty and walk into it anyway. That's where life begins, at the edge of comfort. That's where you find out what you're made of. Every legend, every success story, every transformation started with someone stepping into the unknown. Not because they weren't scared, but because they refused to let comfort win. If you wait until it's easy, you'll be waiting forever. If you wait until you're not afraid, you'll never move. The comfort zone whispers lies. It tells you you're okay when you're actually stuck. It tells you to be grateful when you're actually shrinking. It tells you you're safe while your dreams suffocate in silence. Break the routine. Challenge your limits. Step where your feet have never been, because outside that comfort, that's where your future is waiting. Real strength is built when no one is watching, not on the stage, not under the lights, but in the shadows. In silence, when it's just you and the weight of your own will. It's built in the early mornings when you get up, even though no one will clap for you. It's built in the late nights when you keep pushing while the world sleeps. It's built in the lonely hours where quitting would be easier, but you choose to continue. Real strength doesn't show off, it shows up every day. No audience, no applause, just effort. It's not about being seen. It's about staying solid even when no one's looking, because that's when it matters most. When there's no validation, no recognition, no instant reward, and you keep going anyway. That's strength. Strength is forged in struggle, in the discipline no one sees, in the battles you fight in silence. It's when you fail in private and still stand back up, when you feel broken but keep building, when you doubt yourself but take another step. No one may notice the hours, no one may count the sacrifices. But your future will, your results will, your transformation will. It's easy to act strong when eyes are on you. It's easy to be brave when people are cheering, but when it's just you, when the room is empty, that's when your real character is revealed. Real strength is doing the work when it's boring, when it's hard, when it's painful, when the progress is invisible and the path feels endless and still. You don't stop, you rise, you grind, you grow, because deep down you know you're not doing it for attention, you're doing it for who you become. The world may never see those quiet victories, but they will feel the power of the person they shaped. Grit matters more than talent, because talent might open the door, but grit is what keeps you inside the room. Talent gives you a head start, but grit is what carries you through the storm. Grit is not glamorous, it's not flashy, but it is unshakable. It's the voice that says, I don't care how hard it gets, I'm not stopping. Plenty of people are talented. Plenty have natural gifts, sharp minds, perfect timing, but not all of them keep going when it gets uncomfortable. Grit doesn't care how good you are on day 1. It cares how hard you fight on day 100. Because when things go wrong, and they will, it's not your talent that shows up. It's your grit. It's what keeps you working after failure. It's what pushes you when no one's clapping. It's what wakes you up early and keeps you late. Grit is the ability to suffer with purpose, to struggle with intention, to keep climbing, even when the summit disappears into the clouds. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you quit when it gets tough, you'll never see what that talent could have become. But grit builds momentum, grit builds resilience, grit builds legacy. It's the long game, the grind, the repetition no one sees. It's choosing discipline over distraction, effort over ease, persistence over perfection. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need to be the fastest. You just need to be the one who refuses to give up. Because when the talented fall behind, grit keeps going. And when the gifted get tired, grit finds another gear. Talent may spark the fire, but grit keeps it burning. Grit is the power to keep showing up, especially when you don't feel like it, especially when it hurts, especially when it would be easier to walk away, because grit doesn't ask for easy, it demands results. Action creates momentum, not motivation. We wait, we sit around hoping to feel ready, we scroll, we dream, we plan, but nothing moves until we do. Motivation is fleeting. One day it's there, the next it's gone. It's unreliable, it's emotional, it comes in waves and disappears when things get tough. But action is different. Action is a decision. It's a choice to move, even when you don't feel like it. And the moment you take that first step, the smallest action, something shifts. Your energy changes, your focus sharpens, your doubts start to fade. You don't need to feel good to get started. You just need to start. Because once you move, momentum begins to build. You make the call, you take the walk, you do the rep, you write the page, and suddenly you're not stuck anymore. Momentum turns effort into progress. It turns habits into identity. It turns small wins into unstoppable movement. Waiting for motivation is like waiting for lightning. You don't control it. You can't predict it. But action, that's in your hands. You can choose to move, to show up, to do the work, even when it's hard, even when it's boring, even when no one is watching. And that choice, over and over again, builds something stronger than motivation ever could. It builds consistency, it builds trust in yourself, it builds discipline. So stop asking for inspiration, stop needing to feel perfect before you begin. You're not stuck because you lack motivation. You're stuck because you haven't moved. And the moment you do even just a little, you create momentum. And that momentum, it starts pushing you forward faster than motivation ever will. Action is the spark. Momentum is the flame and the fire. That's who you become. You will never feel completely ready. Start anyway. There will always be fear. There will always be doubt. There will always be something unfinished, something unknown, something missing. That's not a sign to stop. That's a sign you're human. The perfect moment doesn't exist. The stars won't align. The conditions won't be ideal. Waiting for ready is a trap. It convinces you to stand still while your dreams drift further away. You tell yourself, just one more day. Just a little more time. But days become months, and time becomes regret. Start anyway. Start with the fear. Start with the doubt. Start not knowing exactly what you're doing. Because clarity comes through action, not waiting. Confidence is built by moving forward, not standing still. You learn as you go. You grow through doing. You get stronger by stepping into the unknown. Readiness isn't something you wait for. It's something you earn, and you earn it by beginning, by showing up scared, by pushing forward uncertain. The people who succeed are not the ones who had it all figured out. They are the ones who moved despite not knowing. They felt the fear and kept going. They felt unprepared and started anyway. You don't need to see the whole path. You just need to take the next step. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for perfection. Stop waiting for a version of yourself that doesn't exist yet. You grow into that version by acting now, by showing up raw, real, and ready to learn. You will stumble, you will fall. But every step forward builds something powerful. So if you're scared, good. That means it matters. That means it's real. Start scared. Start unsure. Start messy. But start. Because the life you want, the person you're becoming, is waiting on the other side of that first imperfect step. Hardship is the forge where greatness is made, not comfort, not ease, not the moments where everything goes your way. Greatness is born in the fire, in the struggle, in the moments that break you down and demand you rise again. The forge doesn't feel kind. It feels cruel. It burns, it tests. It strips away your excuses, your limits, your comfort. But that's where transformation begins. That's where strength is built. That's where character is revealed. Hardship doesn't destroy you, it introduces you to who you really are. It doesn't care about your plans. It challenges your commitment. It asks, how much do you want this? Because anyone can smile when it's easy. Anyone can show up when it's fun. But who are you when it's dark? Who are you when it hurts? Who are you when everything in you wants to quit? That's when greatness takes root, in silence, in solitude, in sacrifice. You learn to keep going, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. You learn to endure, to adapt, to overcome. The pressure you feel is not punishment. It's potential being unlocked. The storm you're walking through isn't blocking your path, it is the path. Hardship sharpens your mind. It builds your resilience. It fuels your hunger. Every setback is a shaping tool. Every failure is a lesson in disguise. Every delay is strengthening your foundation. The forge doesn't take the weak and turn them into heroes overnight. It takes the willing, puts them through the heat, and burns away everything that doesn't belong. And what's left is real, is solid, is unbreakable. If you're in the fire now, you're exactly where you need to be. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. Hardship isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of something greater than you ever imagined. Your current struggle is shaping your future power. It doesn't feel like it right now. It feels heavy. It feels unfair. It feels like you're being pulled under while the world keeps moving. But every moment you endure, every battle you fight, every setback you survive, it's changing you. You're not stuck. You're being strengthened. Struggle is not a sign of weakness. It's the training ground of strength. The pain you're carrying is building your endurance. The pressure you're feeling is building your resilience. The silence you're walking through is teaching you self-reliance. Nothing powerful is ever born without resistance, and nothing strong is ever built without strain. The weight on your shoulders right now, that's shaping the muscle of your mind. That's forging the fire in your spirit. You may not see the change yet, but it's happening. In every decision to keep going, in every tear you wipe away, in every quiet moment where you whisper to yourself, I won't give up. You're becoming someone the world hasn't seen yet. Someone stronger, wiser, more capable. Struggle refines you. It exposes what's real. It cuts away the doubt, the ego, the noise, and reveals your true self underneath it all. And that version of you, that version is powerful. One day you'll look back and realize the moments that nearly broke you were the very ones that built you. This isn't happening to stop you. It's happening to prepare you. The pressure you're under now is molding the person who can handle what's coming next, the greatness, the opportunities, the life you've been dreaming of. But first, you have to become strong enough to carry it. And this struggle, this exact struggle, is making sure you're ready. The only way out is through. Don't stop. You can't outrun it. You can't avoid it. You can't wish it away or pretend it's not there. Whatever you're facing, whatever storm you're in, there's no shortcut. You have to go through it, through the fear, through the pain, through the doubt. It's not about being fearless. It's about being relentless. It's about showing up when everything in you wants to run. It's about putting one foot in front of the other, even when you don't know where the road leads. There will be resistance. There will be moments when you feel lost, broken, tired. But if you stop now, you stay stuck. You stay in the middle of the storm. Going through it means trusting that it won't always feel this way, that every step forward, no matter how small, is a step closer to light. The path won't be straight. It won't be clean. It won't make sense some days, but movement is power. Progress is born in pain, and growth happens in motion, not in pause. You're allowed to cry. You're allowed to feel it. But don't quit. Don't freeze in fear. Don't fold under pressure, because what's waiting on the other side of this battle is everything you've been fighting for. Peace, strength, pride, freedom. You can't get around the work. You can't skip the hardship, but you can survive it. You can rise through it. You can come out of it with something unshakable. The version of you that's on the other side is depending on you not to stop here. So dig deep, breathe through it, push again, because the only way out is through. You're not broken, you're becoming unbreakable. It might feel like you're falling apart. It might feel like everything inside you is shattering. But what's really happening is transformation. You're shedding what no longer serves you. You're letting go of old patterns, old fears, old limits. The cracks you feel, they aren't signs of weakness. They're openings for the light to break in. Every time you've been hurt, every time you've been betrayed, every time life knocked you down, you got back up. That's not broken, that's powerful. Your scars are not shame. They are proof that you fought, that you bled, that you survived. You're still here, you're still breathing, you're still moving forward. That's not what broken looks like. That's what becoming unbreakable looks like. Strength doesn't come from things going right. It comes from everything going wrong and you rising anyway. It's forged in silence, built in chaos, sharpened in pain. This moment you're in right now. This is part of the process. This is the shaping. This is the fire that hardens your spirit. You may not see it yet, but you're getting stronger, wiser, tougher. Every tear has a purpose. Every setback is molding you. Every delay is preparing you. Unbreakable isn't about never feeling pain. It's about refusing to let pain define you. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to keep going. Because the world may try to bend you, but you don't have to break. Stand tall. Even when your knees shake, speak truth. Even when your voice cracks, keep walking. Even when the road disappears, you're not broken. You're becoming unbreakable.